Hi everyone, Driftwood speaking for Gamerside for this series of video dedicated to Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Here I'm going to show you the PC version. As you can see, you get to see all the graphic settings, and we play the game in 1440p, all maxed out, so it's like above the ultra settings actually. And we wanted to focus first on the environment and the graphics because, believe me, clearly Shadow of the Tomb Raider is really impressive in that respect. We've been really surprised to see how far they've gone with this episode. And it's quite a surprise because the two previous games were really great. They looked great, but they didn't look on par with, games like Uncharted 4. Naughty Dog is an incredible studio, and I didn't think we would be able to see that kind of level of graphics and image quality in a game that is going to be released not just on PS4 but also on PC and Xbox One, and it's there. Clearly, you can see the environments are rich and detailed, and I'm pretty sure Digital Foundry and our friend John, maybe, I'm not sure if he's in charge of the game, but they're gonna have a great time just analyzing everything. We've every time we play the game, we haven't completed the game yet. We got the game early, but just a little too late to complete it in time. At least, as I speak, we haven't completed the game yet. We've been playing the game on PC and Xbox One X, and it's impressive. Like I said, one thing I should say about the PC version is that everything you see here, everything we've recorded so far, everything I've played on PC, I've played without the latest NVIDIA drivers, which means the drivers I'm using were released for PES and Battlefield 5, the beta, I think. So there's bound to be some improvements. The game runs pretty well, but remember I use GTX 1080 Ti, so that helps. But yeah, it can be maxed out at 1440p, and it runs smoothly overall. Just a few drops maybe when the game saves, which seems pretty normal, I guess. Look at this again. Very Uncharted-like in a way. Some people will remember, obviously, Uncharted 4, but the colors they use also sometimes are reminiscent of the art style they used in Tomb Raider Anniversary. At least for me, that's it sort of rings a bell. It brings me back to that time when Crystal Dynamics were in charge of the series for the first time, and they improved it a lot, but at the same time it was very faithful. It was more faithful to the original series than the reboot was back in 2013. So here's a quick look at the jungle. Very nice jungle, lush vegetation, although probably not the best sequence to show you the lush vegetation, but still, yeah, it's quite impressive. In the beginning it feels like you're in the Predator movie. But Lara is probably more, a Jane Rambo than she's fighting the Predator, or she is not a Predator, although she is actually in a way, as this episode focuses more on stealth and exploration. To my surprise, and it's a great thing for me. The balance between exploration and combat is a lot better. I haven't completed the game, like I said. I still have tons of things to see. I think it's 24% into the game, and I have almost never seen any enemies. And when I do, usually it's better to be stealthy because they hurt pretty badly. Even though I choose to play in the normal setting for the combat aspect of the game. So again, take a look at this. This is really impressive. This is really highly detailed stuff, and that's I spend my time just in awe, just looking at all the details, just not realizing that I'm playing a Tomb Raider game that's as detailed as this one. And again, not saying the other ones were, didn't look great, but yeah. Yeah, all those sequences you're going to see, they were taken during the first hours of this new episode. So there's not going to be any spoilers. No story-related spoilers. We're not going to spoil the puzzles either. There will be a video dedicated to the puzzles, but we'll just skip the parts when we actually reveal how to beat the first ones in the game. You're going to collect quite a lot of things again. It's not a really different game in what you do is pretty much the same as before, but it's just it's balanced differently. You can now explore a lot more in the water. You're free to do it. It's less linear, it's less scripted. Sometimes it is, for story purposes, but most of the time you're just free to just find things in the water, which is brings me back again to the original Tomb Raider series. And I remember those moments, especially in the first one, where you were worried you would not have enough, breath to get out of this underwater place alive, and it was great, and that was missing from the first two games since 2013. So, yeah, I'm really happy that it's back, and I hope you guys are too. And yeah, take a look at this again. We're on our way to the village, to the first village, which will serve as a hub. The ways the game is pretty much built in the same way as before, like linear passages leading to like hub areas where you'll be able to do side missions sometimes, or just explore, find tombs or crypts, and also come back later when you have the proper equipment. And so far, again, it's not a different game, but it's really well crafted, and it looks way better than before. But that similarities you can find with Uncharted 4. Sometimes it's not for the good reason, like the vegetation and the colors and the textures, usually the rocks. It can look a little fake at times, like I would say, but not more fake than it was in Uncharted 4, and maybe you won't agree with that, and that's fine. But that's the way I see it. Yeah, it's a sort of never-ending sort of situation where you are, and you're like, okay, wow, and then okay, another wow, and so on and so on. And this is one of these moments you're going to see. Maybe it was shown in the trailers, possibly. I mean, I have to say I didn't watch anything. And something I should also say is I was not that interested in this game before I started to play, as again, I'm a big fan of the series. I played all the games on PS1 and 2 and 3, or Xbox 360 or PC, depending, even Dreamcast. And I like the reboot to some extent. I like the first part. Then I thought she was she was becoming someone cruel and lethal too quickly. Rise was better in some respects, but I didn't like the setting so much. Siberia, Russia didn't do it for me that much. But here it's Peru, and it's everything I like in a Tomb Raider game. So that almost wraps it up for the first video. I'm just going to let you enjoy the scenery a bit more. I'm sure there are things that I wanted to say that I didn't say, but I have a few more videos I can use to share my thoughts, focus on gameplay more, and the crypts and the tombs. Also, this is a tomb, but you're not going to see it now. And if you're interested, well, there's more coming, so stay tuned.